Hey, this is Richard Walsh from Sharpen the Spear Coaching. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my good friend, Scott Ferguson. Let's level up.
Today podcast Varsity Squad. It's Scott Ferguson again, and I have a 2.0 interview with someone that I immensely respect. His name is Richard Walsh. He's absolute, excuse my language, kind of absolute badass. U.S. Marine, champion boxer, black belt, a father of 6, leaving legacies, right? He forges legacies, not only his family and himself, but for the companies that I'll just say they are blessed to have him as their consultant, as their coach. I lean on him a lot, with information that with his experience, I reach out and be like, hey, R-Dub, man, I'm thinking this. He's like, I'll do this. And I'm like, he's never wrong. So if you have a business or you're working within a business, you want to climb that ladder, or if you own the business, you want to take it to the next level, build that culture super strong, then tune in. Okay. Break out your notebooks. Get ready to legit level up. Okay. If you like it, smash the like button, the subscribe button, please, or share it with somebody that might hear it or need to know this information. My sponsors and affiliates absolutely love that. So without further ado, here's a 2.0 interview with my good friend, great friend, fellow jarhead. Well, I'm not a jarhead, but he's a jarhead. I love you, Richard. Richard Walsh. Let's level up. Hey, Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. Welcome back to another powerful edition of Time to Shine Today podcast with Coach Fergie. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, blessed to be your gap coach, specializing in performance mental conditioning, working with professional and amateur athletes, business leaders, entrepreneurs, entertainers, C-suite, and students to help them bridge their success gap and to live a life of options and not obligations. On this platform, we are stoked to bring you high performers who are not just chasing and attaining success, but redefining it through providing above and beyond service. And squad, buckle up, because today we're going back into the octagon with my guy, a 2.0 interview with a powerhouse who just doesn't talk about impact, he lives it. My guy, Richard Walsh, is the CEO of Sharpen the Spear Coaching, a 30-year battle-tested entrepreneur and the best-selling author of Escape the Owner Prison, the contractor's blueprint to break free, scale fast, and live fully. My guy is a U.S. Marine, champion boxer, black belt, and a father of, I believe, 6. He can correct me later. But he doesn't just build businesses, he forges legacies. He's a sought-after speaker, podcast host, and get this, an internationally recognized steel sculptor. Yup, the man bends metal with the same intensity as he brings to business. This round 2 with Richard, and we're about to go even deeper into how to lead with grit, scale, and strategy and sharpen your entrepreneurial edge like never before. So let's grab the notebook, squad, because we're going to go deep into his programs and what he has to offer. I lean on him a lot to help me grow Time to Shine Today. And he's also, I'm not going to lie to you, he's kind of become kind of a bestie of mine in the business world. So Richard, thank you so much for coming on, man. Introduce yourself again, please, to the Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. And let's get this rolling.
Scott, thanks so much for having me back, man. Always look forward to talking to you, whether it's on the podcast or otherwise, man.
Right.
I love it. You're the best. So yeah, Mia, you said most of it. I'm all that.
You are?
I'm all that. U.S. Marine, champion boxer, black belt, best-selling author, husband and father of 6 kids. You were right. I have 6.
Okay. All right.
One in the Marine Corps now. He's killing it. He's off.
Yeah. We were talking off mic about how you have all this time now because the way you raised them, which I'm just going to brag on, the way you raised your kids, they're not coming back hat in hand all the time. They're out there getting after it because the stuff they learn from you. I mean, Squad, he was a champion boxer. He sent me this video a couple weeks ago of hitting the bag. And I know this guy's got to be pushing 60. But dude, I feel sorry for the bag, bro. Like, how old are you? Because I'm 53. How old are you?
59.
Yeah, dude, we're
getting 60 this year. Yeah,
dude,
I don't feel it. I don't know
if you're looking on Vimeo or YouTube. You don't look it, bro. You don't look
thank
it.
You.
So
I really still rock that bot. I have to stay dangerous, Scott. That's 100%. What we got to do, right? I'm a dangerous gentleman.
Yes,
that's my thing. And
it's a new thing. FAFO, look around and find out.
Bring it on. Yes. How many people in the room have been punched in the face?
Right.
Wannabe?
Right. Yeah. Seriously, if you think about that, there's a lot of people out there that have never really gone through what you've been through, right? And the resiliency that you have. And we didn't really cover it too much in the last podcast, but I remember the landscaping stuff and all that kind of stuff that we kind of talked about. And you had lost your ass a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But what was the resiliency that made you kind of come back into the ring and just keep pushing? What was that? What was that drive?
I just have this, I understand failure. I started to accept it in the sense that it's a necessary part of the process.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, well,
Yes.
and I have to do it again. I can't just stop. I'm not going to give up because it's like, it's quitting. Failure is one thing. Quitting is disgraceful.
Yeah.
I'll just say it.
Fail forward,
For
right?
me, like I got to keep going till and I don't know what the end is.
Right.
I think death is when I stop improving and doing things like I don't have another metric.
Right.
Okay. That's my metric when I'm done. It's just dirt nap. Okay.
But we'll probably still be punching after that even.
Yeah. So really it was pushing through because I have this inner sense, like you talk about the video I sent you with me boxing.
Yeah.
Like, now this is kind of, my comment. I look at that and go, man, I'm just still kind of dropping. I should have thrown a little more, and I can throw some punches, right? I'm a busy heavyweight.
Right. Yeah.
Very, very busy. It was part of the reason why I won and stuff. But
sure.
But I still look at it like with this analytical, dude, you're just not going hard enough.
Yeah.
And I'm 1 minute's more than guys doing 5 rounds.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm at. So I think that's what it is, Scott. It's just that drive forward to be better, to do it a little better, to be more successful, whatever that might mean.
Sure.
Right. Everyone's got their own definition of that.
Yeah.
But mine
what is your definition of success?
Man, it's hard because I don't believe in ceilings and limits.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. So I can't, you can have an end game, like, hey, I'm going to do this for a certain amount of time and I want this much money for it, exit kind of thing. But success to me is that I'm doing the things I want to do. I'm 100% energized by what I do. Like business, like you and I could sit here and talk for 4 hours.
All day. Yeah.
And then we're just warmed up and then we'll come back after lunch and do it again. Like, well, we could do that. Right. So that's what I am. If I'm able to work in that zone all the time and grow, I want to grow and scale. I want to build more things and help more people.
Sure.
That's like the reward. Me helping businesses go from in the owner prison, got to open the door every day, chained by the business, can't see their kids' games, blah, blah, the whole thing that most are in. And I free them from that. Where now they're in control, their business serves them instead of them serving it. That's the joy I get. I mean, joy, not happy.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. It gives me joy. Like I save families because a lot of businesses destroy families.
Yeah.
And if I can fix that and turn that around, why would I ever stop doing that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I may do it in a different vein, a different way, in a different position, but my overall goal is that. That's how I truly help people.
And it's beautiful and it shows through. And then understanding that it's funny, I love to listen to like parable audiobooks, like hero stories, right? I'm not big on like listening to a biography. I'd like to read that stuff, but I like to listen like the Go Giver or whatnot, there's different stories. And I was listening to Go for No, right? It was the name of it. And it was about like, you don't really reach any peak without failing. It's like you want to fail. Like I still to this day try to get rejected every day. It's like I consciously do. It's something my mentor instilled in me. He's like, dude, because he made me sell cars for like 3 months and I crushed it. But I'd have to go back to him. This is 1999. And he's like, okay, so why didn't you upsell this? Why didn't you upsell that? Because I didn't ask. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get your asking gear. And that's one thing, just going for no. And if you don't get it, you fail forward. Like, I know that you're from Wisconsin and I'm from Detroit. Barry Sanders to me is like the best running back that ever played the game, right? But he lost more yards than any other running back, but he always failed forward, right? That's the one thing that he would say. So let me ask you something. So like I know that kind of one of your mission statements is you help companies recover lost profits they didn't even know they were missing. Tell me about that. What is kind of the origins of that? Right? Is it a personal story where you had some before and now you want to help people? Or like, what is it, Richard?
If I only had the money I lost. Okay. I'd be set. Okay. So yeah, I don't do anything low level.
Right.
So if I'm going to lose money, I'm going to lose a lot of money.
Right.
Okay. I don't have that mindset anymore. It didn't work out. 20 years of making a ton of money, then losing it all.
Sure. Yeah.
Wasn't a good thing. So what I realized, Scott, as I started working with the businesses is you start seeing the patterns.
Yeah.
They all have the same patterns. They're all doing the wrong things.
Sure.
It's like common. So I come in, I can see them in a heartbeat. They can't. right?
Right.
But I can come in and go, well, it's this. So let's fix that. But I also realized, I looked at my business and go, man, I left so much money on the table.
Sure.
Okay. And people, but you got to spend it to make it. They go, no, 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 no. I'm not talking about like, let me go advertise
Investments,
more
yeah.
and make more money. I'm talking profit.
Sure.
Forget
Right.
the revenue.
Right.
I could have had double the profits.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I was working at a really high profit margin. Okay.
Okay.
So when I'm talking double, I mean, like, I could have really had some money without that additional outlay. Right.
Right.
I just wasn't paying attention to how to do it. I
Right.
didn't know. Right. I
Right.
didn't have whatever I had, the right software, the right knowledge. Again, most of us start as a skilled worker, a trades guy. I can do a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start a
Personal
business so
trainer here.
I get to
Yeah.
keep all the money.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I did the same thing. Right.
Right.
I can train people. I can
Right.
box.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can make people pay me to punch them.
Right. There
This
you
is
go.
awesome.
You better
Okay.
than
This is a great gig.
that.
So, but then that's how when you get
Right.
going and you can sell yourself and you can make money, but you don't know anything about business.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So eventually it's like tax time and it's this time and payables, and you're not even collecting your money well.
Right.
You literally get where like your receivables are sitting there, this pile of money sitting there. You're not even going after it. And you're wondering why you're not making payroll. When you
Right.
got 10 clients that owe you about 80 grand. It's that kind of stuff. You get,
Fair.
it's an odd, but you think you're out doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm building great things and I'm getting in magazines and I'm on TV and I'm doing all this stuff, but I can't even manage the house.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm all good at the front stuff.
Right.
And that's not all entrepreneurs by any means, but a lot of them are.
Yeah.
They're producing because that's what they got in business for.
Right.
Let me make this. I'm great at this. So that is where they're not looking at what they're leaving on the table.
Right.
They don't understand how, like, well, what they're
I love
charging,
this. Yeah.
why they're charging what they charge. They don't
Yeah.
get it. What they're charging, what everybody else charges,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
that must be the thing. That
Right.
has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Okay. That has nothing to do with anything. Like what you charge, what him charges, there's no, we don't operate that way. This is the mindset thing.
Yeah.
It's what value are you delivering, right? We teach them that. And then you attach money to value. Simplest example I can give you, and I tell all my clients, we never email an estimate. If I ever find you emailing an estimate to a client, like you went, you looked, whatever, and you put it together and you email it to them, I said, we're getting in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, because when someone gets that estimate, what are they looking at? The bottom
They
number.
go to the
They're going
last page.
right to the,
Yeah.
they can't, it could be $500, could be 500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't attach that to any value. They're just
Right.
looking at a number. And so they get the other guy's estimate and they go, oh, he's 450.
Yeah.
You're 500. I'll go with him.
Sure.
Because it's strictly a number decision.
Right.
Okay. That's how you lose in business.
Yeah. And I love that you said about this, about like a lot of people love what they do, but then it becomes a business and they're not kind of on that level of farming out doing what they don't like, which I know that at Sharpen the Spear, you do help them with that.
Yeah.
So what are you kind of doing when you're meeting the entrepreneur really to kind of set them up to shine a light on their blind spot? The first one that you really kind of tackle, what are you doing?
Yeah. So we come in and like, how is the business run? Okay. Or in other words, by whom?
Right.
And every owner will raise their hand. Well, I run the business. Oh, that's interesting. Why do you do that? That's the next question. Then they go, well, because I know how to do everything. I do. Oh, okay.
Right.
How to do everything. Good. Okay. So you do it all better than anybody else.
Sure. Yeah.
And then, well, maybe not. I'll go, okay. Do you
Right.
think there's other people out there that can do it better than you?
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So what if we started getting those people in here to do that better than you so you didn't have to?
Right.
Because then let me ask you, what would you do at that time? Because how many hours a week is that? 30?
Right.
40?
Right.
Okay. You're working 65 hours a week right now?
Right.
Running your business because you're in charge?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if all of a sudden we got it down to 20?
Right. And how many profits would float to the top because of
Exactly.
that? You put the right person in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is, who do you serve? The second thing after that is like, who's your client? Okay. And it's like, let me take a kitchen remodeler. Okay. Okay. You're a kitchen remodeler. Like, who do you serve? Well, people who need a remodeled kitchen. Oh, that sounds kind of vast. Okay. I said,
Right.
what's your average kitchen price? And I'll give you a real world example. Well, $43,000. I go,
Right. Right.
okay. Would you be, and you're doing like 12 jobs at a time. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of management,
Right.
but you're in charge. You're doing all this. You're
Yeah.
keeping 12 plates spinning all the time. I said, what if you did 4 jobs at a time and made like double the money?
Mm.
Would you be okay with that?
Instead of 5.
Like, yeah. Instead of doing 12 jobs at a
Oh,
time,
okay. So you cut it
instead of
into
doing 12,
thirds. Yeah.
yeah, we're going to do 4
Got
and you're
it.
going to make more money.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay. 8 months later, average kitchen price, $93,000. Okay.
Which
Doing
is
4 jobs
substantial.
at a time is substantial.
Yeah.
That's the average.
Right.
Doing
Right.
$170,000 kitchens, $200,000 kitchens,
Yeah.
right? Like that's a good thing. And now you're not working as much. You totally manage because you changed your client, your ideal client.
Sure. Yeah.
You understand who you're truly serving now. You don't serve a $43,000 kitchen person. That's for another contractor.
Gotcha.
You learn
Yeah.
to say no.
Love this. And to put the
know
right
your service.
people in place. One of the best stories I've heard was Henry Ford, the car guy there. He said he's probably the smartest man in business. So all these intellectuals back him into a corner in court that was
Yes.
recorded.
Yep.
And I'm from Detroit, so I actually saw the transcript. And they started asking him questions, right? About like this, and this. He's like, dude, I'm the smartest because I can push a button on my desk and in 5 minutes I'll have the answer.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that's
it.
That's what it's about is delegation. I'm hearing a lot of delegation and how you help
Yep.
the owners structure their companies to make them strong where they're weak, right? Am I hearing it right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's everyone thinks that, and I give this to the owner. I give them this credit. You're the best at what you do. I'm not taking that away from you.
Right.
But again, if someone's 95% as good as you, they're on your team, 97.
Yeah.
2 things. First, your customers won't know the difference.
Right.
I guarantee you. Secondly, if you're really concerned, skill them up that last 5 to 3%.
Right.
Like do that and turn them loose.
Right.
Because he can go out and do it, and you can go do what? Bigger and better things.
Grow it. Hunt.
You got to steer the ship. You're about vision. You're about growth.
Yeah.
You're about reeling in the big clients.
Love that you say this.
That's what you need to be doing. And this accounting and payables and this and SOPs for the trucks and like what are you doing that for?
Right. That's a $12 an hour job.
Yeah, there's SOPs for the SOPs.
Right.
Like it's all out there,
and
man.
so many people are so afraid to train people. What I had to get through my thick skull with my coach, she's like, listen, we're going to train people so that they can leave, right, at any time, but we're going to treat them like they'll never want to. I'm blessed to have my 8 employees that I have. I tell them, listen, man, I'm going to pay for this education for you. I'm going to give you every reason to go bail on me. Right. And I don't say that to them. I'm sure if they listen, they're going to laugh at me next time they see me. But I treat them with a point. Fergie, I have my Fergie times where I get a little intense, but they know it's okay. He's just being Fergie. He's in full send Fergie mode, which is not all that great. But I always make sure that they're known, right? That, hey, you are valuable and that I need you here. Right. Do you kind of preach that not preach, but kind of like consult that into companies as well?
Yeah, I tell them real quick. It's like what you want to do. Anyone who comes on your team, again, if you're in the trade, service business, whatever the business is, your goal is to skill them up to make them an unbelievable, competent, well-balanced, productive member of your team.
That they could compete against you if they could, if they wanted.
And that's exactly it. But when you say, listen, and you come in and you have this wall and there's pictures of all kinds of people with little plates underneath it. And it says, yeah, this guy, see, that was Jim. He worked for him for about 6 years. Now he's running the community college and he handles all the HVAC. He's the manager of the whole place.
Right.
And he started here and he went there and we threw him a party when he left. It was great.
Right.
This is my wall of fame. See all these people? They started here and they went somewhere else.
I made that.
So you can stay forever.
Yeah.
You could say 25, 30 years.
We'll
Some people do.
Absolutely.
I said, but also when you go to that next place, when you do leave here, you work here 2-3 years, what that boss is going to ask you, who taught you this?
Yeah.
This is, man, you can, dude, you're good. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to come here because that guy who's at the community college now, When some young buck talks to him, like, man, how do I get in this? He goes, you got to go work for Richard.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
place you want to start because he will teach
Dude.
you everything you need to know. Because remember
Exactly.
this, Scott, everybody's not an entrepreneur. Matter of fact, most are not.
Yeah.
That's the reality. That's the one thing you got to plant in your head. Go, some are going to leave and some aren't.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long are the ones who come? How long are they going to stay? What's my ROI on a new hire?
Right.
Is it 8 months, 12 months, 2 years,
Yeah.
5 years? When am I, this effort I'm putting in them, what's my return?
Right.
But if I create all my, what I want them to do, Scott, is create every person on the team to become an asset to the company.
Love it.
Which means they work for free.
Become an entrepreneur within the company. Like
That's it.
have their own business within your business. That's my
Yeah.
goal with
It's
everybody.
Teaching them how to lead, how to
Yeah.
take ownership, right?
Yeah.
How to really love this job, being it, perform it, give them the recognition of the good work they're doing, correct them in the right way when they're doing the wrong stuff,
Sure.
keep them on track, show them what it means to succeed on the day, the week, the month, the year, everything.
Yeah.
Like they need to know how to win every day. If you could come, you and I both, we can come to work and win every day. I think we're going to come to work every day.
Yeah. We're going to stack the dubs and keep
we
moving.
We get to be winners every day.
I love that.
How cool is that?
And forging the cultures, because culture's everything within companies. I wasn't a believer in that, right? But I drive people hard that work for Time to Shine today. And Patrick Bet-David, he's a big podcaster, whatever. So I'm blessed to know him. And he's like, and we're in Miami and I just was rapping with him. And he's like, Fergie, he has that like Iranian Fergie. He's like, listen, if you're going to drive them hard, make sure that they feel a part of something, that they are cared for and supported. Let me see. They are making a difference. What's the other two? Having fun and celebrating their successes, and then also recognizing them and making them feel needed. He goes, you do that, your culture will be so freaking strong.
Right.
That I'm like, and it's true. And he told me that before he was Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
You know, that's respect.
People want to be pushed. The world is telling us that we're trying to make everybody soft.
Yeah.
People
100%.
thrive when they're challenged.
Yes.
Okay. But
100%.
but the key thing that you said, Scott, was you give them the recognition. There's a whole thing that goes around that.
Yeah.
You just can't go be a taskmaster and think you're challenging people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's the wrong way to do it. Right. There's all the other elements that have to go with it.
Celebrate it, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. When they want to be recognized, man, they want to have purpose. They want recognition, right? They want quality pay. Those are the three driving factors.
Right.
How do you deliver that in a full package?
Right? How about this? What is at Sharpen the Spear that you pour into the companies that you consult and coach? Like, what's the one non-negotiable daily habit or ritual that keeps them like razor sharp, right? Within the company? Like, what daily habits do you kind of coach them into, in a sense, if what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a big encourager of morning routines.
Yeah, my man.
Okay, like they need to be, and I'll coach them through whatever works for them. I don't have the one way,
right?
But you need a routine. Mine literally is 4 hours long.
Okay, now that I have you on the mic in recording, what is your morning routine? So now I can save this.
Okay, so it's 4 a.m. rise.
Love it.
No, never hit a snooze button in my life.
Love it.
Been getting up this time since I was a kid.
Love
4 a.m. rise. Okay, so it's obviously hit the head. 32 ounces of water goes right down.
Boom.
So I slam 32 ounces of water. I get the French press going with my functional mushroom coffee.
There you go.
That's going with extra performance mushrooms in it. So because one's not enough. So I have 24 ounces of that. So I do 2 cups while I do my Bible study. So I start my Bible study right then. I do an hour of that. Boom. Okay. Get up. And I part of my trick with those 2 cups of coffee is I make no decisions until the second cup of coffee is done. So if I came home beat at the end of the day, the night before, I'm going to bed. They're going, ain't no way I'm going to the gym. I am toast, right? I don't allow myself to say that.
Right.
I had to stop. Like, second cup goes, I go, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm going to go, and I'm only committed to the warm up.
Right.
I get it, because if I can do the warm up, dude, I'm in.
Sure.
One drop of sweat on my forehead, I'm killing it.
You feel, you just don't stop. Right. I get you.
So I go and I do that, and I do like 8 rounds on the bag, 3x1s, right? 3 minute by 1. I do rope work. I'll do core work. I'll do all that stuff. Off days like today, I did 24 sets of battle ropes, 30
Yeah.
seconds on, 30 off, with 310 squats, bodyweight squats
Gotcha.
in between there, right? Sets,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, all time. I knock that out, do core work, get home, shower, get cleaned up, make my food. I prepare my food every day.
There you go.
Do all that, get ready to go, out the door before 8 o'clock, and head to
That's
my
4
office
hours.
in my
It's
studio.
all Richard,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
It's like
Yep.
people don't realize that. A lot of people want to work late and catch up. I'm like, bro, get the sleep that you
Yeah.
can, and then you still and just wake up earlier. I absolutely sucked at that until I had another entrepreneur. If I would have known you, you probably would have been that entrepreneur that held me accountable. And this was back when I was 29. I'm 53 now, so it's been a while ago. But now I'm like that. I'm a 4:45 guy. I get up, I take 2 ounces of water, apple cider vinegar, pink Himalayan sea salt, and lemon juice. I slam that. It resets my
Yep.
pH balance.
Yep.
Brush my teeth. I do the daily constitutional in the bathroom, right? And I dive into Proverbs because there's 31 chapters in Proverbs.
Yeah, buddy.
And so
One
I
chapter
read
a month,
chapter
baby.
a day,
I love
right?
it.
Chapter a day. And then I'm on a rebounder. I really got into like busting out my lymph system because if you're like this much off the rebounder, you're at zero gravity, hit it 4 times. So I get that. And if
2
it's
minutes.
jiu-jitsu, I'm on the mats. 20 minutes later, if it's a lift day, I go get that done. And then I come back. It's still only probably, I don't really rock my day until 9 where you're 8.
Mhm.
So, but it like, again, it's so ingrained in me now. And sometimes I look forward to my Sundays where it's not. I go to church and kind of do my thing with the youth group and stuff like that. But when we get into the businesses, kind of closing that loop and going into the businesses that you consult, and we all know that change is always hard at first, messy in the middle, but beautiful at the end, right? That's just how it goes. So what are you kind of saying them? Because you give away a lot free, okay? In which I 100% respect, and so do I, right? And the more you mentor, the more immortal you become, right? Because like you said, that guy, oh, Richard's the one that taught me that. It's like keeps paying it forward.
Right.
But what is your kind of protocol with companies to get them launched up first? Because everyone knows that you get that plane off the ground, it's hard, right? But it's smooth sailing once you, like you said, that drop of sweat. But what is it that you help them with the perseverance that doesn't recognize failure, like as an end game to quit? Like, what is your secret sauce, dude?
It's called strategic vision.
Okay.
So I create.
Hence the name of your company.
I help them create a strategic vision for their company.
Okay.
Okay. And what that is, real quick, it's a future cast vision. It's a vision, right? Visions are for the future.
Yeah.
So it's what we're going to achieve as a company in the next 18 to 24 months. It's not what we're doing now, it's what we're going to do. And then this is a 8 to 12 page document. Okay. It's in story form and reality. You're mixing both what you're going to have, who you're going to have, what you're going to have, along with what
Real
you
quick,
already had.
Richard. Squad, he actually has this stuff formatted for you within his coaching. Okay, so I just want to let you, he doesn't say here, get 12. He actually has it. It's freaking sweet. But anyways, back to it, Richard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we get that, and because what you want to do, again, it's an internal piece. It's not for marketing. You're not using this for advertising. Yeah. This is for your team, everyone inside. It's the entire customer journey, if you will, on the inside, right? And how every single person on your team is the hero in that part of the journey. So it's built on purpose, right? So after we build this out, and it talks about how much I make, what he makes, what we do, how we do this. It's very transparent, right? And where we're going with this, and why we're doing it, and how we're going to elevate our people to be better people, and what we give to charity, right? What do we have chosen? We give 5% of our profits to this or that or whatever. Everything we do is a full package. It's very intense, and then we read it to the entire staff. We get it out, we give them all a copy, and they read it to them. So we have the owner read it to them. They all have a highlighter, and they highlight their position.
Okay. Now, do you have them hand it out to each employee?
Exactly.
And then,
everyone's got it, and they got the highlighter. And you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it. People are tearing up.
Yeah.
They're crying. They're like, it's so purposeful.
They feel
it
included.
Gives them, total meaning. They have and they want this is a culture shift. Right. This is part of the culture shift. Right. Yeah. So you got that. And it's really, really powerful. And we come back to it every month.
Yeah.
And you're not let go because you're incompetent. Right. You're let go because you're not fulfilling the strategic vision. Oh. It's just a mindset. Yes, they're probably incompetent.
Yeah.
Okay. But the reason is you're not fulfilling the strategic vision because no one can drop the ball.
Right.
They all
Right.
now know exactly why they're there, what it's for. And when we go to hire someone, the first thing we give them is a strategic vision. Say, read this. Then we're going to do a 5-minute phone call, whatever, on Monday, whatever, 4 o'clock.
Sure.
So they get on that 5-minute call. The first thing he asks, did you read the strategic vision? Well, no, I didn't get to it yet. All right. Well, you have a great day. And you hang up and you never speak to that person again.
Right.
They
Right.
already can't follow instructions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You,
Yeah.
you don't need to know anything else.
Right.
Trust
No,
me on this.
100%.
Just let them go. Put them out of your
And
mind.
so within that strategic vision, you have roles of employees that are in there and they feel included, they have something to work for. Almost like we said earlier, intrapreneur. It's like their own business within the business, right?
Yeah.
So as you add to that, do you add to the strategic vision? Like say you bring on somebody else, do you have them add to that and then represent that strategic vision throughout the company, or how do you have that done?
No, so the role, when you see a role, it's in the story form. Like I've got Janet as accounts payable.
Right.
Okay. Janet came from this other company. At that company, she was treated like this and this and this. And then she came here and then she begins to be recognized in this and this. And so you put this in a story, like here's their story. They've worked somewhere
Sure.
else. Now they're here. This is why they say this is what they're doing. That's the buy-in part.
Sure.
Carlos was a salesman. They had to make 125 calls a day, cold call this. At STS, we have this method, and we have this, and he does it this way and this way, and he's able to make over 6 figures every year, and still work just a 40-hour work week,
Right.
and whatever, and the whole thing. And then we go on retreats and we do this and we do this and we do all. So like it's a story, like why they're here and why they're staying here, and what they're looking forward to in the future. Right. So
Gotcha.
really important people know that. And that's why we always come back to it and review it. If someone new comes on, like say you're hiring for whatever
Because
position.
you're growing.
Right, because you're growing, and
Yeah.
someone reads it, and when I ask them if they say they read it, I go, well, where do you see yourself fitting? Now, we might be advertising for a sales position,
Right.
but I have a warehouse and everything else, let's say, and they go, after I know you're hiring for sales, but like, dude, that warehouse position, that's me.
Right.
Dude, I love it, man. I forklifts, love organized and stuff, and they just get in because what they read about that position, like that's where I really want to be. I'll take a sales job because I can make money and whatever, but they don't know. So sometimes all of a sudden they're like, I came here for this, but I see you have this.
Yeah.
Any chance I can get that? Or do I come into sales and look forward to when there's an opening to move up in the warehouse? You know what I mean? So they're really, they really read it for one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so it's that test, but they buy into the culture from the very get-go.
That's strong, dude.
Right.
And they see all these hero stories that are broken down that helps this whole company run. There's separate hero stories within
Yep.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
really get it. So it's like, you're like, man, I want to be part of that. I want to do something
Yeah.
like that. I want that story.
Okay.
How many crappy places I've worked at?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a good place. Like,
That's
maybe,
legit,
maybe
dude.
they'll write a story about me in the next
Yeah.
vision. They literally think this way because I have one client down in Texas. I mean, he fulfilled it. We had to
Sure.
write another one.
Right.
We're on number 2. How cool is
Wow.
that? Because you got all this
Badass.
stuff, but they have total direction now. They know where everything is going.
Right.
Everything is there. And it's hard. I help, but we have a full form, right? You fill this out, answer the question, and then you write it, you craft it together. And now with Chat GPT, you can make it amazing.
100%. Yeah.
I'm really good. Mine for STS is 14 pages because I add pictures too, because
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
that guy.
Yes.
When I say when we're doing room clearing, it ain't with a broom.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a picture of us. We were doing airsoft. We're doing all kinds of other stuff,
Yeah.
right? We get together, we shoot.
The
Like
CQB
that's
and
part of
stuff,
the
close
part of the
quarters. I love
culture.
it.
That's part
Yeah.
of the culture.
Yeah.
Like, and I talk about how some of the women like didn't think they'd like it, and now they're deadly. They're awesome because they got into it. So you just paint that picture like, man, this is because, and I make a declaration in the beginning. Really, here's what we believe.
Right. Right.
For me, it's like, man, we love Jesus, live this. So right there in the beginning, you can say I'm out.
Right.
I'm not going to that place,
love
and
it.
I'm okay with that, right? So
Gotcha.
we know who we are,
Yeah.
right? And when they come on the team, they knew who they are, they knew how they're going to be valued and everything else. So
Gotcha.
it's incredibly powerful.
It is. It's huge. I love that. The strategic vision squad is something that if you're an entrepreneur, own a company, build it. If you don't know how, let me put you in touch with Richard here. As we kind of wind things down a little bit, Richard, like, so if your 6 kids, right, could learn only one lesson from watching you live, not what you say, okay, what do you hope that lesson would be?
I really would say probably embrace doing hard things,
Okay.
because they see me like doing something that like someone's got, why are you doing that?
Right.
Like you have this, or you've already done these things. Why another thing?
Right.
And I don't mean I'm not chasing things. I mean, like I really have to push myself into an uncomfortable position,
Right.
and that's harder than you think.
Right.
I mean, that's why
100%.
that's why we're all coaches,
Right.
because
Yeah.
we do it for others.
Yeah.
Okay. So
100%.
but you and I both, we have our own coaches,
Right.
because
Yeah.
someone's got to push us, right?
Right.
We know, right?
Right.
We have to be shoved off the ledge a bit.
Sure.
And if I know they've seen that, they understand that,
Sure.
so they're able to go to work every day, whether it's their favorite thing to do right now or not. But they start to understand that doing those hard things is what builds foundations
Okay.
that they can build the rest of their life on.
That's beautiful. So the kind of last question before we kind of dig in a little bit more into the programs you offer, but like if you were not doing what you do, right? What do you feel like you might end up be doing if the route changed a little bit on the way to where you're at? Like, what do you think you might have ended up doing?
Well, it's this big toss up between that. And I love to train people physically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been a coach, from runners to my son to military. I've trained just hundreds of people. I would do that. Okay. But more like, we're going to the woods. We're
Yeah.
going up the mountain
Get
for a week
after
or
it.
two.
There you go.
We're gonna disappear for a while, and I'm gonna
Sure.
run you through that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be that dude. So
Yeah.
that would be like, if I didn't do this, I'd do that.
I love it.
You
Beautiful.
know.
So let's dig into the programs a little bit with kind of abbreviated, kind of like what you're
Mhm.
offering to companies, and like who would be like, if I'm pressing flesh at a networking event or something, what keywords am I listening for that would make them a great referral or a prospect for Sharpen the Spear?
Yeah. So like we talked about near the beginning, it's really about unlocking hidden profits in your business.
Exactly.
That's what I do, and it's like doubling and beyond.
Right.
Okay, that's what I do, and I show you how to do it. I can show you in less than 3 minutes how you can double your
You can,
existing
with that-
profits.
yeah, you can, dude. With
Bam.
your
Okay.
whole onboarding, bro, you 100% can.
Yeah.
It's
So
called Squad. I'm just telling you, go to this site that's going to be in the show notes. And he has kind of like a freebie, if you will, to kind of analyze where you're at. And then I believe you also kind of give them like a little like half hour of power or something
Yep.
like that, where
Yep.
discussion, right?
Yep, exactly. So
Okay.
the simulator is going to, in 3
That's what
minutes,
it
you
is.
can
Sorry,
plug in
it was
just
something
three
so
numbers.
much.
Yeah, it's okay. You plug in 3 numbers: your revenue, your gross profit percentage, and
Yep.
your net.
Right.
And then you use the slide bar and you go, dang, that's amazing.
Right.
A little percentage changes. We do that. Then I can do assessments. I have multiple levels of assessments for your
Sure.
business to give you detailed roadmap. I give you a detailed roadmap and full assessment. It's like
Yeah.
17 pages, videos, everything else, to really show you how to do this.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
hey, like you can always say, you can do it yourself,
Right.
or I'd be happy to help you.
Right.
You get to make that decision. That's the simplest thing I'll ask you.
Right.
Want to do it by yourself, or you want a little help?
Right.
Okay.
And if you get
Totally
stuck,
up to
I'm
you.
still here.
That's
I'm
right.
still
I'm
willing
always
to.
here.
Right.
I'm always here.
Right.
Yes. No shame.
I love it, man. So, as always, leave us with some wisdom, man. Like, leave us with one last kind of knowledge nugget that the listeners out there and myself can take with us, internalize, and take action on.
I'll tell you what, in business, one thing I find working with owners, and this was me the first 20 years of my business. Okay. I've come up with a new thing, Scott. I haven't told you, but my new clients I have this really cool, like kind of handmade box with a hinge lid, goes down with a little latch on it. Okay.
Okay.
And it's got a little brass plate on the front, and it says my ego. Okay. Because I tell them when I start, I'm like, I need you to put your ego in this box and lock
Love
this
it.
sucker.
Yeah.
There may be a time you let it out briefly,
Yeah.
but there's no place for the ego in business here.
Yeah. Just like in
Okay.
martial arts, we know that I show up as a white belt every day. You know what I'm saying? Just because,
Right.
we're consistent learning. Kaizen, isn't that what it's called? Kaizen is
Yep.
consistent
And
improvement.
I just wanted to put that on the shelf and look at it
That's beautiful.
and understand that's
Yeah.
where it belongs, because your ego will make you make horrible decisions.
100%, dude.
Your business
Yeah.
will, because the reality is most owners, me included, we're the problem in the business.
100%. Yeah, we are. We're getting our own
So
way, bro.
we're
That's why
the
you have
problem.
a coach. That's why I have a
Yeah.
coach.
Yep. So it's that.
know?
So that box, just think of that. You got to lock the ego up, man. It destroyed me. It took 20 years, but it destroyed everything. I lost everything. Right. And start over all that stuff because of that. And I can nail it down to that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're my like brother from another mother, where I like would print money in real estate, right? Just printing it, bro. And then thinking it's never going to drop. Now listen to my advisors, because I knew everything. EGO, edging God out. It was like I was edging out the wisdom from who people are trying to teach me. It's actually written on my wall over here, ego, edging God out, right? And I had to eat some of that humble pie too, dude. It was like, okay. But when I came back, and I still fall on my face all the time. But when you come back without the ego, but just really learning not to listen to yourself, to talk to yourself, and to move forward, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
And in squad, again, I know I kept you a little bit longer today, but I want to urge you to check the show notes out. What he has in there, that's even to start, that's free, and be able to have that simulator to know where you're at, a free conversation with Richard. He's very hard to get a hold of, man. So it's like, this is something he's offering the listeners here. He reminded us that failure is a necessary part of the progress. As long as you're always progressing and you fail forward. Someone like Richard, he does what he loves in the service of people that loves what he does. And what I mean by that is he loves leveling people up, but the people that he's leveling up see that he loves it. And it's fantastic. What he told us about the strategic vision and making it a hero's journey, so you see where your employees fit in. A future cast vision, what he says. Every person on that team is their own hero, an entrepreneur within the company. He's still doing things for the intention, not the attention, right? Which is people that we want to surround ourselves with, squad. And he's always planting trees that he's never going to sit in the shade of. And Richard, thank you so much for coming on again, brother. I can't wait to collaborate again and again and again, and just keep going out there, leveling up those lives. You earned your second varsity letter here at Time to Shine today. Absolutely love your guts, brother.
I love it. Thanks, Scott, man. Always a pleasure. I'll be back whenever you ring the bell.
All right.
Coming.
Chat soon. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today, proudly brought to you by Inlet Properties and Investments. If you are a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on the Time to Shine Today podcast, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you'd like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also, there you will see our recommended resources. We hope you will help support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have been listening to, it'd be great if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's your time to shine.